Hi, I'm going to be talking about the five or four different health factors that can affect your life. The first one I'm going to talk about is obesity. Obesity is when you're overweight with a high percentage of body fat in your body. So most of your body weight is made up of excess fat being deposited in your skin. This is generally due to a bad diet by eating processed foods, drinking too much alcohol, like e.g. beer, which has a lot of calories in it. Also, occasionally it can be caused by genetics. So, if your mother and father are obese, then you have a higher chance of being born obese. So this is how you can be born genetically with obesity. Another reason why you could get obesity would be because there are less active jobs nowadays. It's more all on computers. It's more office jobs. It's mainly sitting down. Also, there's a lot less leisure activity time because a lot of people are more focused on their work. So they spend a lot longer hours in college trying to get their work done, trying to get all the stuff completed for work, and they don't focus on keeping an active lifestyle as well. And also another big factor is people driving to work a lot more. Cars have become a lot more available, a lot more accessible for a lot of people, a lot more affordable. So a lot more people are driving to work because and also because jobs have gone down. They have to drive further to get to jobs. There are many risks of obesity. One of them, well, quite a few of them being diabetes, heart, liver and kidney disease, stroke, asthma, cancer. And also if you have obesity, you can suffer from depression because of your personal body image and stuff like that. You don't like it. One way to measure obesity, well, to measure your BMI, is your height, your weight divided by your height squared. And this gives you a BMI number, and then you look it up on a BMI table, and it tells you whether you're underweight, ideal, overweight, or obese, or clinically obese. If you're ever clinically obese, then your obesity is causing you severe health issues, and that'll be when you start having strokes, severe cancers, heart, liver, and kidney disease. That's when it starts to get really bad, and the consequences come along with that. 66% of men in England are obese, and 50% of women in England are obese. Also, in 2012, 40 million obese children under the age of 6 were found. So that's a huge amount of under 5-year-olds that have this. One way you can stop all this is to start having a healthy, active lifestyle, start improving your diet, and start living a healthier life. Maybe cycling to work, walking to work, and doing a lot more exercise after work or at the weekend and stuff like that, which is how most people would deal with obesity. The second issue I'm going to be talking about is diet, which ties in quite well with the obesity, and this all explains the diet, like how to stay at an ideal weight, how to keep back from being obese and stuff like that. Because a balanced diet consists of 55% carbs, 30% protein, and 15% fat. And a lot of people think, 55% carbs, that'll be, I need to eat a lot of rice, I need to eat a lot of bread. And people say, 15% fat, so they think they need to be eating chocolates, crisps and stuff like that. When they say 15% fat, they mean 50% of good fats. So these are the unsaturated fats. All of these fats come from nuts, from grain, from wheat and stuff like that, and all these contain a good level of fat, which is used as an energy store rather than an unhealthy fat which gets stored in the body. The average, the recommended daily allowance for calories for men is 2,500 and 2,000 for women. But the consequences of going over this are is it leads to obesity, overweight. It leads to a lot of health issues, especially if you're eating excess carbs and fat. If you eat excess protein, it's not too bad because protein doesn't get stored in your body, it gets just flushed out. So all that would happen if you ate excess protein would be that your body would use all the protein it needs as an energy store and to help rebuild your muscles and to repair them, and all the rest would be flushed out of your body afterwards. Consequences of a calorie reduction would be fatigue, dizziness, headaches, and stuff like that. Which this is when you start under eating, you skip meals, and this is when your body starts needing the energy, and it starts to kind of start wearing down, and it starts to become it has like a lack of energy, so it can't function properly, and that's when you start becoming very tired and drowsy and stuff like that. If you have a lack of protein in your body while you're doing the exercise, this could lead to muscle loss, and also it could cause your it could cause muscle mass loss. So your muscles would start using its stored energy, and it would start deteriorating and breaking itself down to use it as its own energy store. Another consequence of undereating or overeating would be challenges to mental health. So if you have anorexia or obesity, then this could cause you to become very depressed, become very self-conscious, become very aware of people around you, and you become a lot more you could become a lot sadder about your body and things like that. Also, it could lead to a poor exercise ability, so you won't be able to exercise as much because you don't have as much energy, and if you're still not eating, your muscles can't repair themselves, and then after that, indigestion can come because your body's trying to keep all the stuff in to process it as much as it can. It doesn't want to flush anything out, so it keeps it all in one place, kind of thing. The next issue I'm going to be talking about is smoking, and smoking is a lot more common now in younger kids, and it's a lot more socially it's still as socially acceptable as it used to be in the past, but we're starting to realise the health issues behind it and all the consequences and all the different chemicals and how they can harm you in them, because smoking contains over 4,000 chemicals. Some of which, are carbon monoxide, which inhibits red blood cells, so you get less oxygen to your muscles because an oxygen molecule can't attach itself to the red blood cell to be transported through the bloodstream. Other ones like arsenic is a huge poison in there. Tar, this blocks up your alveoli in the lungs, and it also makes them become very brittle, so they can't expand. They become very stiff, and so you can't get as much oxygen into your lungs at one point. Also, 200,000 children start smoking between the ages of 11 and 15, and this is generally due to social media and seeing other people around them, like their parents, their grandparents, uncles, aunts, older siblings, and stuff like that. Also on television they see a lot more people smoking, because it's more socially acceptable now, and but also on the other side, 100,000 people die per year due to a smoking related illness, e.g. like lung cancer, severe bronchitis, and other not diseases but other illnesses like that. The main reasons that people start smoking is peer pressure, stress, them being curious about what it feels, tastes, and smells, all like what it's all about, kind of thing. Family, social, and also addiction. Addiction is the biggest one because it's a high nicotine. The chemical in there is a highly addictive substance that causes your brain to want more, and it needs it to function after a while. and without that nicotine, your brain won't function fully, and then you start to become seriously ill after that. Um, there's lots of strategies to quit smoking through the NHS, and there's lots of plans to quit smoking and stuff like that as well. But some effects are it narrows your arteries, restricts your airways. It can give you bad breath, bad teeth, yellowing of the fingers, yellowing of the lips, bad odour, bad presence and smell. Um, you're more susceptible to bronchitis because you burn the fibres in by the little the hairs in your throat and the hairs throughout your lungs. Also, you can start to block up the airways, so um, you can't your lungs aren't as efficient to bring in oxygen into them. The last one I'm going to talk to you about is alcohol, and this has become a widely known health issue in a lot of people because we understand a lot more health risks to do with it and how addictive alcohol is and how much harm it does to your body when you start exceeding the daily allowances and you start going overboard on what you should be drinking, kind of thing. Because alcohol is essentially a poisonous liquid to your body, and that's how your body being drunk is your body responding to a poison. So it's being poisoned. That's why you become disorientated. You start to become a little bit numb in places of your body the more you drink. You can't coordinate. You have no hand-eye coordination. You start to have some memory loss and stuff like that. And it starts to change the actions within you. Then beer and wine are more social drinks, whereas spirits are more like less common everyday kind of thing. So like spirits you drink on a night out, whereas beer and wine are more socially acceptable every day. Because a lot of people have a glass of wine for their dinner, like with their dinner, a few nights a week on a weekend or something like that, and that's absolutely fine. Because some theorists have said that a glass of red wine, or like 2 or 3 glasses of red wine a week, can sometimes boost your health and make you have better health, kind of thing. That's not proven, but it's a lot more acceptable if you only have a few drinks. That's pretty much the essence of that. The recommended daily allowance for a man is 21 units a week, which means they're allowed up to 4 units a day with 2 alcohol-free days. And women is 14 units, so that's 3 units a day with 2 alcohol-free days. And if you don't have those 2 alcohol-free days, this is then classed as binge or excessive drinking. What alcohol can do to you is it can deteriorate the muscle development. So because training is key to building muscles and gaining muscle size and stuff like that, so it stops your body producing ATP, and without the ATP there, you can't produce the energy for your muscles to work. And the way it stops or lessens the production of ATP is that it stops the enzymes that produce the ATP from working, so that your muscles cannot be supplied with it after a while. Also, it causes less sleep, so it leads to your body producing less human growth hormone, which of course stops you growing because it's the human growth hormone. Also, it causes the liver to produce a chemical that lowers the amount of testosterone in the body. So, and this also decreases performance during exercise and limits the energy that your body can produce. Also, it affects cognitive and motor functions. E.g., alcohol causes the body to become less able to retain memories, so you start to have memory loss. Also, drinking 5 alcoholic drinks can stay in your body for up to 3 days afterwards, so your body won't get rid of all the alcohol for even up to 3 days after that, which